Hello everyone and welcome to this Sunday match of Hitman Bingo, the second of the quarterfinal matches and the second lockout match in the tournament. You might not see it on the overlay yet, but on the left we will have Jokerj, on the right Redfox5000, and in the co-cast Mando, who we can't hear yet unless he can interrupt me right now. But that's probably not the case just yet. Some technical difficulties for these first few minutes, but we will warmly welcome Mando when he's here and with a working technical setup. Speaking of technical setups, some last minute joins and last minute messages are being typed in the Bingo sync chat, so that's why it might not start in a minute, but we are less than a minute away from the first board arriving, which is, well, I forgot to hide, apologies for that. Welcome everyone to this Sunday. I wanted to say Super Sunday. Not sure how many matches we will have.
Am I here now?
Hey, hello Mando. Just in time for the first board. I will adjust your volume a bit.
Seriously, I can't hear you. Hang on, sorry.
Alright, we can hear you now, but so it's kind of a one-way conversation, but Mando will return in just a moment. Just wanted to say, not exactly sure how many matches we will have today. There's this one, there is one in 5 hours. And there should be another one between Chris and the winner of the other match today, PG and Phanium. So should be a third one, but won't be 4 because there has been a reschedule already. I think we didn't quite start the timer yet. I'm checking the appropriate channels for any delays. And
can you hear me alright, by the way, info?
I can hear you now, and if you can hear me, then...
Yeah, I think all is good.
Awesome.
Technical problems. Yeah. You wouldn't think I work in IT.
See, it's all perfect because now it's the top of the hour. We are just seconds away from the first board, and now everything is ready, so...
Yeah, it looks like we're just waiting on Redfox, doesn't it? So we had this yesterday with Redfox as well.
Second weekend day in a row, I guess, which starts with some last minute Redfox setups.
At least we know he's conscious and awake.
Yeah.
That always helps.
Actually, a big step towards having a match.
2 days in a row. He's doing well.
Yeah. Of course, I mean, who will know his notorious tendency to oversleeping or having other activities during the matches, but in this tournament so far he has been impeccable, and of course the previous Providence tournament, Team Red 3, he was here, so it's a good streak for him. Happy to see.
Yeah, he's nailed it so far, and he's winning in bingo, which, you know, it also helps.
Yeah, first ever bingo tournament means of course that both of these players are unbeaten. Jokerj started in round 1, and I don't quite have the spreadsheet here. He beat...
I know he beat Speedster.
Speedster was yesterday,
round
right?
2, yeah, and then I think his first round was...
Sparkles UK. So
Sparkles, that's the one.
All UK match, and I think it was like a match which was even casted by two Brits. No, it was Crudy and Cabin, so almost perfect. So
yeah, well, I remember Joker in game 1 was exceptionally quick. I think the game was only sort of about 15 minutes in total, I think, from start to finish. So, of course, he was quick in the first map yesterday or the day before, I can't remember. Had a slower Berlin, but that's bingo for you.
Berlin has been really exciting to see. Of course, not as pleasant for them to play because it's so much back and forth. But we finally have it underway, which means I think we're just one refresh away to make it happen on Redfox side. Or is he live on a different channel? I think it should be Redfox5000 YouTube.
Yeah, I was going to say it's the same one as I was using yesterday, so I shouldn't think he's changed, but I think Unini's just messaging now, I think. And hopefully we should be fine. We are, of course, in Lockout here as well, so he's actually already starting it on the back foot because Joker's in and he's already looking like he's going to try and take Hush down early before working on any tiles.
So
which is
yeah,
the right call. Yeah, there we go. Redfox is live.
Joker using the propane flask, perhaps an early accident kill, or if I can find a propane tile. But yeah, Joker being at least a minute in game time ahead will mean that he can get these block tiles earlier and perhaps start a snowball effect. Of course, for that he needs to keep his green guns, which he does after a Hush Panic.
Yeah, interesting to note, same as yesterday, Red Fox is, he doesn't have like an alternate screen for the bingo card, so he is going to be alt tabbing, which in Lockout is probably going to put him at a slight disadvantage as well. Obviously, with him having to tab out to look at the card.
Yeah, this extra time will add up. At least he's on PC playing against the Joker on console, so it is some sort of equalizer this way. Of course, it's not intentional, but I was also wondering how a lockout match would look like between a quick loading time PC and, of course, a previous gen console.
Yeah, so we've already got one tile marked off from Joker there. He's got 2 water coolers. He did shoot them. Are you okay to shoot them? I can't remember if that's a destroy tile or an interact.
Puncturing is is destroy. It's what I wanted to say.
So, yeah, he
perfectly
can
fine
go
too. Yeah.
Yeah. I have got access to the spreadsheet. I could just have a look, but
It's slightly quicker to ask, and the two of us will hopefully remember all of them, and of course Yanni as well. But puncturing is destroy.
Yeah, Joker's popping a few tiles in a row here. He's bought a can of soda, got the cowboy bust, and a toy tank, which of course are all sort of in and around the arcade area.
And gets a fuse cell, because the tile says both fuse cells. To our knowledge of Hitmap's current knowledge, there are 2 fuse cells on the map, and the other one is definitely in the derelict apartments, so it's one more floor above. And then he will have tile number 5.
Yeah, so he's nearly 50% of the way there, and currently he's not really had to leave the block area, which is sort of, you know, you curated the tiles, I'm sure you'll know. You sort of want to try and stay in one area, especially in Lockout if you can.
Yeah.
I suspect he shall bring Imogen up to him, and hopefully he won't need to go into the facility at all. We've got a rip from Red Fox there as well.
It's trying to cause a bit of havoc, entering the facility garden again entry area. I couldn't quite do it. Turning on the radio has been fine for a long time on any type of radios, so Joker is now on 5 and will pick up the second fuse cell for 6. He's really going well, and I would think that Imogen is the easier kill because of the drones.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there is still a few tiles available sort of in and around the area as well. There's sabotaging 4 test pods. I think in his disguise there, is it always an illegal action? I'm not 100%. But it is relatively easy to get those done quite quickly. There's still some tiles that you can get done without having to go sort of in the facility itself.
Yeah, the recruitment station in the bottom right corner would be another block tile, and then of course most of the others would be outside the block, but Joker being aware of his situation and that Redfox haven't claimed any tiles, so Redfox shouldn't be too far into the map, so we can just finish these.
Joker has been caught with interacting with one of the sabotage pods. Of course, he doesn't lose his tiles, but he is just forced to sort of take a restart, which might make him now potentially get Hush, and possibly think about just moving straight onto the facility.
Speaking of test pods, this will be a snipe from Redfox, taking advantage of the restart.
Yeah, this is what we were seeing yesterday. Me and he has been red gunned anyway. But yeah, Red Fox has a quite a quick strategy to get into the block and into those sort of test pods with various amounts of bullet distractions and triple shots. I'm still not sure it's as fast as starting balcony. I'm not 100% sure if Red Fox still knows that you can start in any suit location. It doesn't have to be the default.
Yeah, also depends on what we call default at this point, because at least neither starting train station. And from that, I
Yeah,
guess.
of course. Yeah.
So Redfox will make it back to the block, probably up this ladder, yes. And then Testbot still up for grabs, and I would probably think that that would be his strategy. Can also sit down in the recruitment station right on this floor. But of course, it's trespassing.
Yeah, so I must admit, from my time playing Bingo, I know I only played the one game, but the practice, and I'm sure with you sort of making the tiles as well, I still firmly believe getting out of your suit as quick as possible is sort of the right play. It just makes grabbing those tiles 100 times easier. And Joker's being caught red gunned again. Unfortunate there, so he's still not been able to sabotage the test pod. But I believe he did grab one more tile there of turning on the answering machine. So he's definitely getting some progress. That puts him 7-0 currently.
Yeah, and the answering machine. Answering machine is an apartment tile, so from that it's not that hard to get the umbrella. Yeah, that was the first tile in the second column. So it could be a potential 8 tile right around there. And yeah, test pods or even the satellite dish. Actually, the satellite dish hasn't been tampered with, which is interesting. Of course, it's a hush trigger, so perhaps be cautious about using the tile as long as hush is awake. But it's a no loadout tile because you can just hop over the fence.
Yeah, I mean it's a free tile, isn't it? And as you say, I know it does impact Hush's cycle for the kill, but if as we can see here, Joker's taken out Hush again. He could now quickly run back to flip that, and I don't think it would change anything for anyone else. And of course, even if he hadn't killed Hush, he can just take the satellite dish and just instantly restart.
Indeed, because of course, I think in Lockout it's going to be a factor eventually. The tactical restarts, just doing a tile and then restarting, and unless it directly causes red guns by dropping a chandelier on someone for non-target kill, it should be valid. But Joker gets red guns because I think he didn't take care of Mogwai this run, because he usually did, but I guess not this run.
Yeah, I think he was thinking about knocking him out with a brick. I'm not 100% sure if he was worried that it would break one of the bricks. He might be going for the 3. But he then also ran to grab the frying pan, which of course is a tile there in sort of column 2, to pacify someone. So whether or not he was just trying to link that together, but I just don't think he could complete. He just couldn't get there quick enough, unfortunately. Interestingly, he's still avoiding the satellite, so whether or not he's just not read that tile.
Okay, so in defense of Joker, there was a gun glitch going on, and thanks to Yanni, we know that he couldn't actually select any item to pacify Mogwai. That's very unlucky, though, of course. In other runs, he could always KO him, and he hasn't forgot about the guard, just unlucky again.
Hitman being Hitman for him there, then, unfortunately.
Rather be this unlucky at a 7-0 lead, I guess. So just going to take a couple extra minutes. 9 minutes have been passed and 35.5 to go. But that's going to be a red gun isolation, so Joker will have to restart.
It looks like we might have Red Fox possibly going on a quick brick hunt as well. I saw him just a second ago there on Hitmap searching up for the bricks, which I was thinking originally Joker might have been trying to get that tile, because again it's one where you don't have to head down into the facility, so it might be that Red Fox is trying to snipe this one from him.
There are a few on the rooftops, and this one in the arcade, which Red Fox has picked up. So it shouldn't take awful long. Of course, depending on if he can pick up anything else in the meantime. A crowbar is here, which means that he cannot get a tile with that, but of course an item to pacify someone with is always important.
I'm interested to, well, so I'm surprised anyway that we've not seen anyone just go for tiles and not focusing on any kills at all, and then possibly just restarting when they're sort of at 9, maybe 10 tiles. Because we're seeing a lot of time on Joker in particular. Obviously, he's taken out Hush every run he's started so far, pretty much, which is somewhat of a potential time waste if you then are restarting. I think it could be advantageous to just ignore the kills, potentially.
I wonder about that, and I think it's a good strategy for some maps, even maybe most maps. I would be a bit wary of that in Chongqing, because if you don't get Hush early on in the first minute or two, then it's getting a bit advanced. Of course, you can get some peekaboos on his way back or some other isolations, but it is just so specific to get him at the start. Probably that's what players default to out of stress or something.
So we've just seen Redfox grab his first tile as well, so he's finally got all 4 of the test pods sabotaged. And I think he's tried that a few times. I think a couple of times he got caught with an extended illegal action and things like that. It looks like he's going on a screwdriver hunt next, based on his hit maps. So he looks like he might be trying to get through some of the collect tiles, which sometimes can actually end up quite slow. So you have to sort of pick and choose the best ones.
Yeah, it's not uniformly easy nor uniformly hard. Of course, it depends on how many of said items are on the map, how many are in one bunch. So you can have 5 spaghetti cans, but 4 in the kitchen next to each other, or 2 hammers, which are an adventure to get one by itself. It's just examples from the trilogy. And Redfox gets one of these later isolations, but works out well. Also uses the brick, which Kaneta also said it's not sure who gets that tile, because you do need the set amount of items in inventory to claim it, and as bricks are breakable, that's going to be 1 less item for you.
Yeah, I've only just noticed, I'm not sure what happened, but it appears Joker has pacified someone with a frying pan, so he's now on 9 tiles. So he's shot the drone, so Imogen's on her way. So he might have Imogen down, and then he will probably go for one of the easier facility tiles. I assume possibly frosting 2 glass panels, or possibly sitting down in the break room. It's another very free tile.
Nice awareness by Yanini, because Redfox claimed the 3 bricks, but only had 2 in the inventory. The third one already broken, and we could also see the text there with the explanation. So Redfox will have to pick up another one. Of course it's a setback, but not the closest ever match. So just curious to see what will happen now. And Joker with the Imogen kill and the guard KO, so any 1 tile remaining for Joker and an exit to basically
Joker
take this first
bonus point for the pistol elimination. So I assume he must have shot all 5 tiles, all 5 drones. It is Imogen. She was running quite quick.
Yep.
And there's two glass panels. That should be Joker out. Just needs the tier 3 dongle, which he appears to have forgotten. Camera shake.
If he has a crowbar, he could also use the dumpling manhole exit. But
it looks like he's going for the tier 3. He probably would have been easier to go to the motorbike now that he's already up here, but
just going to exit as slow as possible.
There we go. He's changed his mind. He's realised. There we go. So he's going to be out pretty much 5 minutes dead. Of course, not in the spin. We've been 15 minutes. But
yeah, just under 15 minutes in real time, which so I haven't been able to watch back Curry versus Kaneta from yesterday, the first Lockout match. But 15 minutes would be competitive with there, if perhaps slightly few too many restarts. But yeah, Joker takes the first point and is 1 point away from the semifinals now.
Yeah, he should be pretty happy with that, to be honest. It was a pretty good performance. He picked his tiles well, especially at the beginning. I know he had a few unfortunate little rips here and there.
The strategy of loading in early and get the block tiles as early as possible remains to be a very strong one for Chongqing, and maybe the overwhelming favorite strategy we'll see in the future. But got it very early significant lead with 7 tiles. Couldn't quite close it off quick enough, but 15 minutes is not too shabby.
Joker has just put in the Discord that he needs to breathe. I think that might have been a stressful experience, his first lockout.
It just
I think he might have been feeling some pressure on that one.
Basically 2 different games is what I'm gathering from experience and reactions as well. So he did play 2 non-lockout matches and won those, but lockout is a bit different experience.
Yeah, definitely. So I was watching the Corey Kanata game last night, and just the speed that, because you don't have that sort of if you take that couple of seconds to sort of try and plan any kind of route, before you know it, the tiles you planned have already been sniped by your opponent. I think it's just so much more fast paced. It does look a lot more difficult, I would say, because you just don't have time to think. I mean, it feels like you don't have much time to think anyway when you're trying to plan a quick route, which so far I wasn't brilliant at. But
it seems stressful enough, these pseudo 1v1s like roulette and non-lockout, where you have an opponent but you can do your own pace as long as you're faster altogether. But lockout, where each individual tile is a race, and loading in can actually start a ripple effect or butterfly effect to just lose all those tiles. I think it's going to be something that people really have to get used to, because it's something really new and really can be really exciting for sure.
So we're on to Paris now. I completely forgot that was the second map choice. I don't think. I've not casted a Paris yet, but when I've been practicing Paris, obviously everyone. I would think everyone knows Paris quite well. We could see some quick tiles popping off on Paris in Lockout, to be honest.
Yeah, Paris has been one of the quicker maps either way, but especially in Lockout, where you don't have to lose tiles. Of course, it's always going to be a bit faster than non-lockout, and Paris has quite a few favorable suit starts with the auction close to Dahlia, is that statue or balcony, like the backstage of the party, for so many tiles right there. I think we are going to see, if they are going for different starts, then a lot of tiles will be claimed very quickly, and this will be a race to 12, race to 10, of course.
Yeah, well, the good thing about Paris, as you said there, the suit start, pretty much all of them are viable, especially when you think the kills themselves are also. You've always got the I can't remember the name of the challenge, but where you push Dahlia over the balcony and
terminal velocity, yeah.
To Victor. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. So because of how quick and easy that is to set up, you can spend some, sorry, apologies. You can spend as much time as you want getting the tiles, because you can always pop the fireworks pretty much whenever you like to get that kill set up. So sort of being able to move your targets to an optimal location. So it's definitely quick.
Okay, some very quick ones already. The first one I'm seeing, as if I were a player, I see Break the Vase, which is below the Attic start, which is what Redfox has already chosen. And Jokerj as well, so it might just be a very quick snipe here by Jokerj. And then this might be some sort of a tendency if he always gets to those tiles first, but it is Redfox first with the...
Yeah, Jokerj completely ignored the bars.
Well, that's Jokerj might already be thinking that, oops, I missed that, and I had the opportunity to do so.
Redfox
but gets into combat.
He still had green guns. I don't know whether it was just delayed, but I don't know if he actually had to restart there, but I suppose he's not lost a great deal of time.
Yeah, if you get into hand fight, I think at the very latest, after the first punch, you'll get red. Sadly, it needs like 2 interactions.
It was probably coming, yeah.
So it is a Jokerj in the center of the map, and probably loading in very quickly, but also trying to see which tiles are viable. He had some pacify tiles. There's a pacify someone with a police button, which didn't go for.
Well, you can see Red Fox looks like he's already setting up a Victor kill with the falling winch, the falling chandelier even.
Yeah, he will get some advantage with the kills, but Joker will get the advantage with the tiles, because in this room there is the tech crew and the auction staff, which is 2 tiles, as well as the letter openers, already collecting 2, so that will be a 3-1 lead if he notices all 3 tiles.
Yeah, and interestingly, Red Fox says, I assume accidentally let Victor go, not unless he might be calling in code 17. Yeah, he is indeed calling in code 17.
Yeah. Just the other day, we were talking about how code 17 is not likely to be any viable for non-lockout, but lockout of course utilizes more tiles, up to 20 of the 25, and Redfox, thanks to Redfox, now both targets in motion on the right hand side.
Yeah, it looks like he's heading back up. I presume he might be going straight for the kill. I assume that knocked out guard is safe on that balcony.
Yeah, I'm actually not 100% sure, but we'll see. I haven't done this a lot in any game modes.
He seems fairly confident.
Yeah. Well, it's good to see.
I thought he was going to shoot the chandelier without waiting for Dahlia then.
Me too, yeah. Probably going to take a minute or so until both targets are here.
In the meantime, so he is actually using this time to still sort of pop off some of the other tiles.
Now that's good. Takes his time very nicely and gets 1 tile while waiting, and given how many destroyed tiles are there, I think this is the one thing that he can do here. Get some coins, which is never a tile, because you start with 3, it's always complicated to see how many you got.
He has been compromised by Victor, but Victor doesn't seem to care. Oh, he has got orange guards now.
Oh, unlucky. So I think it became... Yeah?
No, I was just going to say, I assume we're going to see a different strategy now, because he's obviously already done code 17, so it's... oh, he has just ticked off another tile that we didn't even see yet. Of course, Cicada bodyguard.
He has become one. Yeah, you can claim late. In Lockout, it is kind of on you to claim whenever you can. And of course, admin will, of course, look back on it.
We've just seen Joker also use his auction staff to blend in. He's collecting 3 rat poison, so he has, and he's also got 2 kitchen knives. So in relatively quick succession there, he has sort of got 2 or 3 more tiles. So we're currently, what are we, 7-5 in favour of Joker currently.
Oh, that's a very close tile claiming. Redfox, of course, shooting it just a bit, claiming it just a second too early, but this is also very, like, when you claim that tile is quite ambiguous, I guess. He shot it, at least, and Joker was denied of the fire extinguisher tile as well, but it's not the first one, which Joker was just a bit late too.
So we've got Joker's become the chef, and he's changed back straight away. Alright, so I'm just looking at what's left. I think the scissors is probably quite an easy tile as well if you go to the sort of makeup area. But he has just played sushi plate, which is another tile.
Or the diorama. So many early or quick ones.
Yeah, dioramas actually would be ideal for Joker because he's only really a couple of rooms across.
He is looking for the velocity kill now. He wants to get frisked. I don't need to on the bottom floor, but he can up there.
I don't think, there's no tile for getting frisked. I know it's in the possibilities, but we've not got it on this board.
So did he trigger the fireworks already? I think Victor is... No, I see Dahlia moving away from balcony.
Yeah, he's still got it in his inventory. He is coming up. I think he's going to pacify the guard in the Voltaire suite.
And that will be number 10, yeah. Because Joker on need.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a quick distraction. Normally with the clock radio. Going to use the sink. Dahlia is actually in that room, but I assume she'll leave without problem.
Shouldn't be the one reacting. It takes a while for the sync to become a distraction. Radio is instantaneous.
Yeah, I know you can't really throw objects in this room too much either. I think when you throw them, for some reason, that guard doesn't hear it, and it's the guards through the wall occasionally, which is classic Hitman. At least I think that's a problem. It definitely is for me.
Yeah, was interesting in this room. Sometimes soundproof, sometimes it doesn't. Yeah.
So he's got the tiles. So he's got all 10 tiles, and he's triggered the fireworks, so now he just has to wait for both Victor and, of course, Dahlia to get into optimal position.
Yeah, players have missed velocity, but I don't think it can happen when someone is this close. And of course, Dahlia will be the first one, usually. But
yeah, looking at his minimap, Victor is quite a way away. I think he's sort of back at the start of his cycle. So he might have a bit of a wait,
but all it takes is just a bit of wait, and then Joker can go to an exit. He sees that Redfox is on 6 tiles. Doesn't know about how many kills he has, but...
Victor's coming storming across, actually. He's just underneath currently. He just needs to wait for him to get into position and Dahlia to move across. And I would take a guess and say I'll be sliding down the pipe and straight over to the helicopter.
Yeah, closest one from here, one enforcer to dodge, and then it's the 2-0 win for Joker. Unless something...
So he's got the terminal velocity, so he just has to make the escape. As you said, he knows that Redfox hasn't got the tiles to escape anyway, so he could actually go for a safer exit if he so wanted to, but I don't think there's no particular need. It's quite easy to avoid this guard.
Yeah, can go either way. He's looking up to the sky.
It's going to go the long way. Yeah, there we go. Out with green guns. That's a GG.
There's a 2-0 win for Joker. He is now in the semi-finals as well.
Yeah, he's got to say some excellent performances from Joker so far. He's played. I think he's won 2-0 every single game he's played. With the only sort of performance, it wasn't a bad performance, but as Berlin, he obviously was struggling with getting everything sort of into motion. But his strategy was still working for him very, very well. So I think he could be a contender to take it all the way. Truthfully, he's been exceptional so far.
Yeah, practicing so much and being very impressive. And you're right, it is 6 maps played, 6 maps won, beating Sparkles, Speedster, and now Redfox 2-0. His next opponent will be some random person or Luis, but I mean, we can also look it up in the brackets in one moment.
Well, we have that game coming later today as well, so we'll find out whose opponent... Oh no, I think it got moved to tomorrow actually, didn't it? Thinking about it, I believe.
Yeah, Randy and Luis was the one delaying, and
yeah,
of course it's informally agreed upon and it's in the Discord, but it takes a bit to update in tournament, so that will be changed to the 11th of April, 20 o'clock, Central European Summertime. But that will be the match that Joker is going to wait for, and one of these 3 will be in that final on Saturday, the first to 3-point Lockout for the title. And I guess the winner of the first bingo tournament is something that no one can take it away from you. So that will be...
Get themselves in the Hall of Fame.
Indeed. That will be one half of the bracket, and then the other one is also making some good progress, and now definitely finishing up round 2 with Fanium versus Pijero. And on the same day, actually, Chris X3 will play the winner of that match, so we will have 3 of the semifinalists. AK Kaneta will have his semifinal opponent later today. So lots of progress and making very nice grounds with this tournament. Just 2 early forfeits, and since then a lot of exciting matches, of course.
Yeah, of course we've got after tonight's game between Pidgey and Fanium as well. That means we're on to lockout games only from here on out, with the exception of that one, which will still be non-lockout. Which so far I'm really enjoying watching Lockout. It's very fast-paced, and it requires a lot of planning, but it's a great watch.
Yeah, it looks really good. Looks really good. It feels good to play from the testing. We just need to test out how it feels to admin and keep it organized and well. And of course, then we will have this talk about which format feels better, which one is better to watch or play, and then go from there. Upcoming matches tab, of course, these haven't been updated as well, but what is sure is Fairy vs Pijero happening later today. That will be moved to 20 CEST, and then another match tonight between them and Chris X3 until tomorrow's Randy vs Lewis. And then these are the 6 matches remaining, one from round 2 to quarterfinals, the 2 semis and the final. So getting closer to the conclusion now.
Yeah, and as you said, we're going to find out who the first bingo winner is, and there's some strong contenders so far, as we've seen. It's going to be great.
For sure. Yeah, 2 Verti semi-finalists and lots of other people practicing and doing well. Of course, those who are eliminated as well have been doing very well in this new format. So hats off and respect for joining this new chaotic thing.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I'd done better myself, but I can blame COVID at least. Yeah.
Yeah, you pushed PG to the limit, and he's also a contender to make it far. I guess we'll see that tonight, if he will be in the final 4.
Yeah, that'll be a great game. I'm looking forward to it.
Me too. So until then, I think GG's to both players once again, and congrats to Jokerj for advancing. And thank you, Mando, for joining me on this co-cast.
Yeah, no problem. I haven't had a great time. Loving this mode.
Awesome. Thank you, Yanni, for adminning this one, and thank you all for watching, and see you tonight. Goodbye.
Take care.